Let me tell you the story about when I realized that I wanted to become a motivational speaker. If you're new here, hi, my name is Safa and I'm a strategic psychotherapist and hypnotherapist, and I'm a motivational speaker. Now, before I was a therapist, before I was a life coach, before I was a counselor, I was a network marketer. And as a network marketer, we used to get invited to all these self-development, motivational events. And it was my first ever personal development kind of event. Didn't know what to expect. There was a whole heap of speakers. Like I said, I've never been in this space before, and the year was 2018. Me and my husband go to this motivational, talk, and I was like on the edge of my seat. The information, I felt like I was going to the mindset gym. It was really inspirational. There were some MMA fighters, along with very inspiring people who've really changed their life. I wanted to ask one of the speakers a question. So I grabbed the microphone. This is the first time I've ever held the microphone since I was like in year 6, and I was traumatized because I was made fun of. Anywho, I grabbed this microphone and I asked the speaker a question. If you ask me what question I asked, I swear to you, I do not remember. All I remember, I could hear my heartbeat in my ears. That's how nervous I was. Getting hot and cold flushes and everything. But yeah, I finished. I answered the question, and the speaker answered it. Again, I wouldn't have remembered the answer if you asked me about it, but I remember this sense of accomplishment, that I faced my fear. I held on to that. I remember turning to my husband and saying to him, I want to be the next hijabi Tony Robbins. And bless his heart, he goes, yeah, I believe you can do that. And that's all I needed. Ask me how I was going to make this happen. I have no idea. All I know is I wanted to make it happen. So 1 year after making this dua, or in normal terms, manifestation, I was invited to speak on stage in front of 700 people. And I did a pretty good job of it. But I wasn't alone. I was along with other very inspirational women in the network marketing space. And my speech was so memorable that I got the attention of the higher performing leaders. So then they invited me and my husband to speak on another stage, which was 3 months after the first one. So it was in July, and in August, I started being invited to community events within the community that I'm in, like the Muslim community. Remember, I wasn't getting paid at this stage for speaking whatsoever. I was doing it purely because of this quote. If you love something so much, go do it for free for a year and see if you still love it. That's what I did, and I continued to do for the next 2 years of my life. In 2018, 2019, 2020, I was speaking on stage for free. That's how I built my brand. But if there was something that I could take away from this experience, is that you don't need the entire world to believe in you. You just need one person. And to me, that was my husband. Believe me when I tell you, no one believed that I could do it. That one person was the world. Fast forward 6 years on from that first initial experience, I now hold my own events. I'm a motivational speaker. I'm a hypnotherapist and a counselor and a therapist. And I get spoken about in community, in councils. And one day, inshallah, ya Rab, I will be able to speak on stage internationally. Never, ever, ever, ever give up on your dream. Thank you for tuning in to this 3-minute long little story. I hope it inspires you to go out and get what you want. Because as long as your goal affects and benefits people around you, not just you, and it's an economical goal. Now go and achieve those goals. See ya!